Hey clan, my name is Anita and I'm the kitchen organizer. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this amazing meal combo. It's coconut rice and beans and this panla fish pepper sauce. Stick with me and I will show you how I made this delicious meal. Now let's get cooking. Now let's start with our beans. So I put more than enough water that will be required to cook the beans. I have my beans properly picked and washed with cold water, not hot water. And then I put it in the pot of boiling water. Now I leave it to boil until the beans is al dente. And when I say al dente, it is cooked, but it's not entirely soft. So this is typically what it looks like. When you press it apart, it should look something like this. So you should be able to press apart but not totally dissolve. Now I put more than enough water because I want to be able to decant the water. You know, some people have issues with heartburn and when they take beans, so decanting that first water will make it easier for you to tolerate. Once I do that, I add my properly washed rice. I'm also using 2 cups of washed rice. I add hot water so that the beans doesn't soak for too long in water while the water is getting hot. And then I add a cup of coconut milk, actually a tin of coconut milk, and now some salt. If you notice, I didn't add some salt when I was boiling the beans in the beginning. I added some salt now. I'll leave everything to cook together until it's done, and this is what it looks like when it's done. The flavor of the coconut milk is absolutely delicious, and my beans and rice is ready. Now let's move on to the sauce. I use some bell peppers. I also use some tomatoes. Please use hard tomatoes for this recipe. So if you find that your tomatoes are a bit runny, just remove the liquid in the middle. I also used some shombo as well, and then some onions. Shombo, also known as red chili peppers. Now I blended roughly, and this is what it looked like when it was blended. I went on to use some oil of my choice, which is canola oil. I heat it up for a good amount of time, and then I just added half a bulb of onions. You can skip this onion step if you don't like too much onions, because remember you already have onions in the blend. But I'm an onion head, so of course I did that. Once it fried a bit, I added my blended pepper mix. Moving on, I added some blended yellow Atarodos. You can use the red ones, but I love the flavors of the yellow ones, I've told you before. I also added some seasoning cubes and then some salt. I stirred it for a good few minutes or few seconds, and then I also added some curry and some thyme as well. Now after adding my curry and thyme and properly incorporating it into the pepper mix, I added some water just for it to simmer and for the tomatoes and peppers to properly cook. I let this to cook and simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then I moved on to the next step. Now the next step was to add my panla fish. I washed it thoroughly with salt and I removed the head and just made sure that there weren't any rodents or anything inside the fish. So I've added this to my pepper sauce, coated it properly in the pepper sauce, and covered it, cooked on low heat till the sauce penetrated into the fish. Once this was done and I was okay with the outcome, my pepper sauce was ready. You can use whatever protein of your choice, smoked chicken, regular chicken, chicken breast, but this panla fish was a perfect pair. Now this is what my sauce looked like when it was done. It was absolutely delicious, easy, simple, and straight to the point. You can also pair this sauce with yam, with potatoes, with plain beans or just rice, and you'll love it. Of course, my sauce on top of my rice, I had some plantains on the side, and it was bliss. If you love this recipe, please share with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button so you get notified whenever I release new videos. Thank you for sticking with me, and until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.